Decide to be above that is not poor, below that poor, not absolute, but relative poverty. And therefore, there are still many basic needs still to be met amongst ASEAN communities. And economic development still needs to be a priority. This is, to me, the premise upon which a green agenda is to be formulated in ASEAN. One question I may ask in order to bring this home: who on earth in ASEAN would care about the so-called carbon footprint if that person hasn't even got a pair of shoes? Do you think he would care or she would care about carbon footprint when his or her footprint is there on the earth because no slippers, no shoes, because too poor? And this is not something, as a joke. It's a fact of life. You may not see people walking barefoot in America, in Europe, but in ASEAN, many, from children to grandfathers and grandmothers. So the basic development needs are still there. But it does not mean that green agenda or saving the environment and development are mutually exclusive. That is also what governments must remember. For us in ASEAN, unlike developed countries, where there is now the need to undo decades of environmental neglect, in ASEAN, we are fortunate that we are at that level of development where there is still opportunity for forward planning to include the green agenda into our overall development goals and programs. You see, because we are not yet developed, there's still a lot of room for expansion. So in that expansion economies, we can factor in and dovetail the green agenda. And in this context, while we do the green agenda in ASEAN, developed countries can also help in the greening of ASEAN through, for example, technical cooperation, technology transfer, effective and optimal use of the carbon credit facility, and also funding of programs and projects for environment protection and care. For example, awareness programs, programs for information dissemination regarding climate change. I'm telling you, not everybody knows what is climate change. We know because we happen to be a little bit involved in it, but ask the layman, what is climate change? For Malaysia, maybe some would say rain or shine. In Europe, it may be, well, winter, summer, spring, autumn. That's climate change. Vincent, can you actually vouch for the fact that every European knows what climate change is all about? Of course. There are those who are living in outlying areas. I mean, this is a fact of life in every community. So climate change, sometimes to my mind, is the preoccupation of the enlightened and those with the energy and the resources to debate on it. Believe you me, those who have, who are in a situation of hand-to-mouth, living every day, I don't think climate change is in their mind. The farmers, it rains, terrible climate change, because they need to plant. And if it doesn't rain when the crops are there, it's terrible climate change. But then you can tell them, that's why we are talking about climate change. This happens because something else has started it. And then the awareness comes, how they can start the ball rolling to make sure that the weather doesn't change the way that is